There's a thought you might be thinking every single day and you don't even notice it. It sounds normal, reasonable, even responsible. It doesn't sound dramatic, it sounds like logic. But this one thought can keep you stuck for years. It can keep you in the same job, the same self-doubt, the same life that doesn't feel like you anymore. And the hardest part, because it sounds so believable, you don't even question it. Today, I want to share the thought that kept me stuck for years. How it showed up in my life, how I recognized it, the moment I finally recognized it, and what started changing when I stopped believing it automatically. Because if you've been feeling stuck lately, this might be the real reason. The thought was, it's probably too late for me. Sometimes it sounded like I should have figured this by now. Other people are ahead. I missed the chance. Starting now would be embarrassing. Maybe this is who I am now. Maybe your version sounds different. Maybe for you it's, I'm too behind. I wasted too much time. People like me don't change. But underneath all of this is the same message. That your best chances are behind you. That growth belongs to younger, luckier, more certain people. That now you just have to settle. And when you believe that, you stop moving. I didn't realize how often I was thinking it because it wasn't loud. It was quiet. It sounded like logic. I remember for the longest time I wanted to start a YouTube channel. Not because I wanted to be famous, because I thought I could share, but because I had things I wanted to share. Things I had lived through. Things I was learning. Things I knew might help someone else feel less alone. Every few days I'd feel that spark again. Maybe I should actually do it. Maybe now is the time. I'd imagine filming my first video, building something meaningful. Finally doing the thing I kept thinking about, And then almost immediately, the thought would come again. It's probably too late now. I tell myself people already did it. They started years ago. Other creators are younger. The platform is too crowded. If it was meant for me, I would have already started by now. And just like that, the energy would disappear. I wouldn't film. I'd close the laptop, put the idea away again. Tell myself maybe someday. But the truth was, I wasn't too late. I was scared. Scared of starting small. Scared of trying and not succeeding. And because it's too late sounded better than I was scared, I believed it. And that thought kept me stuck for longer than I wanted to. That's how these thoughts work. They don't need to scream, they just need to sound believable enough for you to stop. There was one moment that really woke me up. I remember seeing someone online around my age, starting over, new direction, new energy, new chapter. And my first reaction was admiration. But almost immediately the thought came, must be nice. They probably had better circumstances. They probably had different circumstances, more support, more confidence, better timing. And then I caught myself. I realized I wasn't seeing their reality. I was protecting my own story. Because if they could begin again, I could too. And that possibility was uncomfortable. Because if it wasn't too late, I had to face the fact that I was the one keeping me still. That hit hard. Because it's easier to believe that life closed the door, but harder to believe that you are the one who stopped knocking. This thought isn't usually about age or timing or even opportunity. It's often about disappointment. When you've tried before and it hadn't worked. When life didn't go the way you imagined. When years pass faster than expected. Your mind tries to protect you. It says, don't hope now. Don't start now. Don't risk looking foolish now. Call it realism, call it maturity, call it being practical, but underneath this, it's fear of trying and not getting the result. Fear of grieving lost time. Fear of finding out you still want more. So the mind offers a safer story. It's too late. And if it's too late, you never even have to risk beginning. I didn't heal this by forcing positive thoughts. I started by noticing every time I said, it's too late. Then I'd asked a different question. Too late for what? Too late to learn? Too late to heal? Too late to become more honest? Too late to feel stronger? Too late to make one different decision today? Most of the time, answer was no. Maybe I couldn't go back. I couldn't be 22 again. Maybe I couldn't do lost years. But I was still here. And there's so much that can change while you are still here. So I had stopped asking, why didn't I start sooner? And started asking, what can I begin now? That question gave me energy. Because regret just freezes you. But action, even small one, brings back life. There was another part of this I didn't expect. I always thought that the hardest part would be how to learn something new. Learning how to edit, learning how to be consistent. But that wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part was facing the version of me that always said that it was too late. Because when I finally decided to start my YouTube channel, it wasn't glamorous, it was awkward. I remember setting up the camera, second guessing everything, how I looked, how I sounded, whether anyone would care. I filmed clips and then deleted them. Started over, changed outfits, changed angles, talked myself out of it 3 different times. And the whole time that voice was still there. Who would you think you are? People started years ago. Nobody's waiting for you now. But something in me was tired of listening to those noises. So I posted anyway. Not because I suddenly believed in myself, but because I was more tired of staying stuck than I was scared of being seen. And that mattered. Because sometimes confidence doesn't come first. Sometimes movement comes first. And confidence grows later. Nothing magical happened overnight. And I didn't suddenly wake up successful. I didn't even become fearless. But something important did happen. I proved to myself that the thought wasn't in charge anymore, that I could feel scared, and honestly, that changed more than the views or numbers ever could. Because for years I thought the problem was timing, but the real problem was permission. I kept waiting for some permission to start, permission to be ready enough, permission to be talented, permission to not look silly. And then one day I realized nobody's coming to give that permission to me. I had to give it to myself. And maybe that's where you are right now too. Waiting until you feel ready. Waiting until life feels calmer. Waiting until you know exactly how it will go. But sometimes the next chapter starts when you stop waiting for permission and quietly begin anyway. If you've been feeling stuck, listen carefully. Maybe the thought keeping you stuck is not the truth. Maybe it's repetition. Maybe you've said it's too late so many times that you believe it now. But your life is not over if this chapter felt heavy. You're not disqualified if you took longer. You're not behind because your path looks different. Sometimes the new chapter starts the moment you stop narrating like your life already ended. So the next time the voice says it's too late, pause and ask, is that true? Or is that just a thought that's kept me stuck? That question alone can open the door. If this felt a little too real, you are exactly who this channel is for. I am still figuring this out in real time. So if you want to keep figuring this out together, you can subscribe. I post every week. Until then, bye-bye.